Hi, I got my hands on a bottle of Allagash's Gouze style beer. It's called Coolship Resurgam. And this is one where they do it just like the lambic beers of Belgium, but instead of using the wild yeast around Brussels, they use the wild yeast in Portland, Maine. Otherwise, they do it exactly like all the Gouzes, which are blends of lambic, really specific blends of lambic, and lambic itself is really specific. A true lambic beer was supposed to be brewed in the Seine Valley around Brussels, Belgium, but the ingredients of this are the same. They use Pilsner, a portion of raw wheat that's less than half, and aged hops. Pilsner, when I say that, I mean Pilsner malt. And the aged hops are important too, so you don't get lots of fresh hop aroma and flavor. The aged hops, some people say they're a little cheesy or something, and adding to the funk. But then what they do is they let this age in a coolship, exposed to the open air of the environment, and it also cools down during that time. And they throw it into barrels, and this is a blend of 1, 2, and 3-year-old barrel-aged beer, just like a Gouze is. This is 6.2% or 6.3, so a touch stronger than some Gouzes, but I mean, it really depends on how you blend the barrels. And I think I had a little taste of this batch 6 months ago and I really liked it. My Untapped check-in notes said dirty underwear, which is a good thing, but very fruity. Now I get to dwell on the whole bottle by myself. It's actually not filled super high, and it's green, which is a very European type thing to do, but also because they use aged hops and there's all this wild yeast and stuff in there, it should kind of deal with the skunking pretty well. I think the aged hops might even prevent skunking, but we'll see. So this one, I don't know, it doesn't have any batch anything. Oh wait, no, August 24th, 2016. So it was bottled like a little over a year ago. And I'm pretty sure this is the same batch I had a while ago. Ooh, nice pop. Gouzes are supposed to be nice and spritzy. This has been in my fridge for a while. So that's to help prevent it from foaming out. But as you can see, it does not foam too much. I already smell the classic funky Gouze qualities. Even though this isn't a true Gouze, because it's not made in the right place, the wild yeast and bacteria that live all over the place, it tends to be pretty similar. I guess it'd be really different if you try to brew beer like this in the tropics or something, or in Antarctica. Probably wouldn't even work in Antarctica. I don't know. It'd be interesting to try those. And ooh, yes, super carbonated. And it looks like a Gouze. Actually, it looks slightly paler than some. Some Gouzes are a little bit darker, and this has a touch of haze, surprisingly, even though it's been, sitting in my fridge untouched. Hasn't been shaken or put on its side or anything. But the yeast is not totally stuck to the bottom, but I guess it is a kind of a fresh Gouze. Let me see. There's, I don't see much sediment on the bottom, no chunks at this point. It's so bright. Yeah, there's just something slightly different from this than your real lambic beers. The funk is just a little bit different. It's hard to put my finger on it. Yeah, it's less barnyard. It's not, and less hay and more like crabapple and very, very light porta potty. And when I say porta potty, I just mean like generic fermenting, rotting, sort of character. Lots of oak still, and very, very tart, unripe stone fruits. Granny Smith. A little bit of wine character. They don't say which oak barrels they use, but it's traditional for the lambic like brewers to use wine barrels, lots of white wine barrels. So I assume this is probably just they used a blend of white wine barrels for this. So there's a little bit of that character, a touch of woodiness, but it doesn't have any like. It's not making me pucker or my mouth water. It smells very nice to me. It seems like it's actually more mild in the funk and sourness and everything than lots of gooses. I had a Cantillon goose that was even fresher than this one. Like that was like only 9 months old or something, and that was real big on all sorts of funk. This one is more vinous, grapey. I'm getting lots of wine barrel lingering on my tongue. Very fruity. I wonder if, since I had this batch 6 months ago, it's gotten less funky. Sometimes that can happen. But it's big on the oak and fruits. And very low on the lactic character. There isn't much of a lemony, puckering quality at all. Really refined, easy to drink. Very low amount of malt vinegar, acetic acid quality. But not boring, not lackluster at all. There's so much interesting aroma. A little bit grassy, not skunky. A touch of a bergamot spice sort of thing. Citrusy, I guess definitely there's some orange. I would say it's more of a sweet tart orange character, almost grapefruity, than like a really in your face sour lemon fruit. It goes down really easy. Like a Gouda that is this mild in its funk and acidity is usually it's gonna be like a bad Gouda, like something that's been sweetened, isn't a true Gouda, or is like the St. Louis Gouda. Can't remember who makes that one, but that one is just like darker and sweeter. I wouldn't necessarily say this one is sweet. It's definitely not back sweetened like some of the true like Faro style. That's a style of beer that rarely gets out of Belgium, where they filter, pasteurize, and then add sweetener to a Gouda. It's not like that, but it's like probably a really good introduction to a completely wild fermented, traditionally made beer, because a lot of wild fermented beers can be really wild and have lots of flavors and feels that are off-putting. But this is really well controlled, really complex, that it has so many different fruits in it. So many different kinds of white grape and crab apple. It's not even quite Granny Smith. It's not even that tart as a Granny Smith, but it has some interesting sort of apple, pear, peel, and peach flavors. I'm really enjoying the peachy, almost apricot, lots of pale stone fruit things that I thought were going to seem more tart and sour, but it's not really. That is fantastic. And I after taking a couple good-sized gulps, I have a little bit of burn, very small burn in the back of the throat from some acetic acid. But I was kind of worried that when I opened this, I would be like, maybe my girlfriend won't want some of this and I won't be able to appreciate drinking the whole bottle, but I'm going to enjoy drinking this whole bottle myself, I think. And it's like vanilla from the oak blending with the grapey qualities, and it's very floral. It's like very light grassiness, but honeysuckle-y characters, and yeah, it has a honey wildflower sort of thing going on. Now the thing about it is it smells almost like lilacs. This is really good. I should have bought 2 bottles of it. And I think it's only available at the brewery. Maybe they ship to some very local stores in Portland. But the bottle was, I don't think it was more than 15. It may have been even 14 or something. This is a really fantastic beer. I'll give this, yeah, on Tapped I did the 4.75. And I would say it's up there. They did not mess this up. Oh, it says French oak wine barrels. So, what are French wines that are Chablis? I don't know enough about wine, but it works really well. They just say apricot, lemon zest, and candied fruit. Maybe lemon zest, but just generic citrus zest, but not sour citrus, like biting into it and pithy. Notes of tropical fruit and flavors of funk leading to a clean, tart, and dry finish. It's not super tart, not super dry. There's a little bit in here. Could definitely age for a long time and get interesting. But it's just enough funk and oak and everything in there. And it's really well blended. I think they have some amazing barrel masters at Allagash. They know exactly what they're doing. I would highly recommend this beer. I would trade for this beer. I mean, if I was into trading, you might as well go to Portland and have the experience and go there, because this was released so long ago and they still have a whole bunch at the brewery. So they also do fruited versions of these ones that are, I think, a little harder to get your hands on. Haven't tried those. They're probably really good, but it just really well made standard Gouda type beer is one of my favorites. If I lived in Belgium, I'd probably drink one of these almost every day. And I love that Allagash didn't just go for the in-your-face, super sour, wild, blow your mouth away experience like a lot of American sour beer brewers like to do. This is the refined, making a perfect blend of all the character you want in a beer sort of thing. And they really followed the lambic tradition with this to a T. I've never had any American beer that was closer to a lambic style or a Gouda. So yeah, this one's close to a perfect score for me. I love it. Goodbye.